What is up, everyone? My name is Mr. J, and today I am bringing you a Digimon deck profile. This is Imperialdramon Green, so it'll have a green base, but as you can tell, we are running 4 of the blue and 3 of the green. And this is for the Digimon TCG 1.5 format. Let's jump right into the deck profile. Alright, so starting off with the Tamers, the babies, we have 4 Minomon. This is 100% correct. I truly believe the ability to beat over your opponent's Digimon is invaluable. So Minomon, making sure your Imperialdramon or your Dinobemon can beat over your opponent's level 5 Digimon is what makes this a 4 of. And then we are playing the 1 Tamers for that same reason. I saw a recent deck from Max Tapera where he did the Digimon Green, and he's also running 4 Minomon, and you know he's a really good player. So I definitely agree with the Minomon. I would just hate not having the ability to beat over my opponent's Digimon. The extra 1000 DP is super good. But moving on to the rookies, we have 4 copies of the Agumon for green because he's the best rookie, hands down, right now, 1.5. Then moving on, we are playing 3 Terriermon. Look at how cute this guy is. Momentai, guys, Momentai. He's our memory choker. Blue decks hate to see him on board. Ragna decks hate to see him. The baby Argomons in, on a green mirror match, hate to see him. Terriermon definitely earns his keep in this deck at 3 copies. And then I am playing 2 Tentomon. So yeah, 2 Tentomon, I recently cut him down. I put 2 more vanilla rookies just because I wanted to be more memory efficient when hard playing rookies. And Tentomon overall though is great because against decks that like to rush you with rookies, you can suspend them and then you can beat over them with another Digimon if they hard played the rookies the turn before. I'm sure you already know the inheritable effect is when attacking, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 or less DP. Then for our 2-drop vanillas, I am playing 3 copies of Goblimon and 3 copies of Argomon. It used to be only, I believe, 3 copies of the vanilla rookies, but they're just so good because you could hard cast them for 2 and then go into a level 4 for 1 cost since green is so memory efficient as it is, and then quickly jump into your ultimate. They're super good, or if you need to go into a blocker, they're good to hard cast. Alright, moving on to our champions. Starting us off, we are maxing out on the DP gainers. So 4 copies of Kabuterimon and 4 copies of the Gargomon. I put these together because they have the same inheritable effect. At this moment before set 4 hits, I don't know if it might change, but right now this is the correct ratio, 4 and 4. Notice that their inheritable effect gives you 1000 DP for each of your opponent's suspended Digimon. So what I like to do is if my opponent has a suspended Digimon in play, I'll swing into security with the green Imperialdramon so that he'll swing with 13,000 DP instead of 12. And that's a great way to prevent your green Imperialdramon from dying to Megas in security. And then I am playing 2 copies of Stingmon and 2 copies of Woodmon. So 2 copies of Stingmon. The Stingmon here signifies the aggressiveness of the deck. I want to beat over my opponent's Digimon, and his inheritable effect gives you 1 memory once you delete an opponent's Digimon in battle. It's only once per turn, sadly, but giving yourself 1 memory in green is pretty good as we are already memory efficient as it is. And then 2 Woodmon because they're just blockers. These are interchangeable. Like if you would rather play more defensive, you can play 4 Woodmon and take out the Stingmon, or if you want to play full aggressiveness, you could just play the Stingmon. I have noticed that when I play against Rookie Rush style decks, I do miss the blockers, but against other decks, green Imperialdramon is fast and the Stingmon allows you to digivolve for cheaper. So really up to personal preference. I find that sometimes I wish I had the Woodmon in hand, and other times I wish I had the Stingmon. But come on, we're playing the green Imperialdramon, you have to play some Stingmon, right? One of my favorite Digimon of all time, Stingmon, just so cool. Alright, moving on to our ultimates. Of course, we're running the 4 Imperialdramon. Jamming is extremely annoying for your opponent. He is also the best because of his inheritable effect that lets you unsuspend your Imperialdramon. green or blue, when attacking. So he really lets you get a lot of value from your megas. The basic combo is to attack with your Imperialdramon. Again, he'll survive because he's jamming, most likely will survive, unless he hits a security removal option card. Then you Digivolve into your blue Imperialdramon to unsuspend himself. And then yeah, of course, 4 copies of Dinobimon. Dinobimon is great because he's just aggressive. You know, he ignores the blockers. If you have a Kabuterimon under him, a Minomon, Gargomon, anything like that, he'll beat over most blockers. But what does suck is that Dinobimon does not have an inheritable effect. So in that regard, it's a little lackluster as he does not provide any benefit to your Imperialdramons, your level 6s. But as a standalone card, if you have, like I said, a lot of inheritable effects under him, he can be a real problem for your opponent. And then I am playing just 1 copy of Argomon. Argomon just lets you quickly get up to your Imperialdramon before passing turn to your opponent. So even if you only have 1 memory to work with, you could go from rookie to your mega for as low as 6 memory costs before passing the turn to your opponent. Right, because if you have a rookie, you're at 3 memory, you Digivolve into Stingmon for 1, you're at 0. Then you can suspend your own Stingmon to Digivolve the Argomon right on top of it for free. And then you can go into your mega for a 5 cost. But at least your mega will be on board before you pass turn to your opponent. And if it's the blue Imperialdramon, he'll unsuspend himself. So it's crazy. It's a crazy combo. Alright, and that's it. It's only 9 ultimates. Let's move on to the megas. Alright, and I know you saw it at the beginning of the video. We are running 4 copies of the blue Imperialdramon. I know people will hate me for this, but it's true. This is the best one, the blue one. The ability to unsuspend all your jamming Digimon when Digivolving into this guy is insane, you know. So if you have a Imperialdramon, a Dinobimon, it's obviously more crazy if you're running the blue version. But I will make the case for the green one when he comes. I played the mirror match over this weekend and my friend swung 3 times with this Digimon alone. He's playing the blue Imperialdramon. So 1 attack with Imperialdramon, then 2 attacks with the Imperialdramon, the blue one. Then he Digivolved into Omnimon to delete my own Imperialdramon. That shit was crazy, and I definitely lost that game. So I might think about throwing Omnimon in here just because Omnimon at 1 is not that bad. If you have the blue one on board, you could summon Omnimon, delete an opponent's Digimon, and then next turn you could recycle your blue Imperialdramon. I've been messing up Imperialdramon's name all day. That's a tongue twister. But moving on, we are playing the 3 copies of the Imperialdramon Green. I love this Digimon. I know I said blue is better, which is true, and I'm talking about the blue Imperialdramon. But the piercing ability and the ability to unsuspend on his own when it deletes a Digimon in battle is just too good. It's just fun to play this and then beat over your opponent's megas because, you know, he'll have the Gargomon, he most likely will have the Minomon, so he'll have no trouble beating over other megas, and then he'll just unsuspend himself after the first attack. That's crazy. Be careful though when you have a Imperialdramon under him. In that case, you will have to attack security first because Imperialdramon's effect is mandatory, so that'll unsuspend him first. Then you won't get the full value from his own unsuspend effect. I might cut him down to 1 and play 1 Omnimon because again, I really like that tech. And that's it for our megas. Here is the one area I am open to suggestions. Again, we are only playing 7 megas. I found that playing 4 of these was way too cloggy, but if anyone, you can put in the chat, the chat box. This is not Google Meet. If you can put it in the comment section down below, what megas would you use to complement this? Again, remember, I am playing the green base Imperialdramon. But moving on to our Tamers and our options. We are playing 3 copies of Davis Moromiya. The magic number in this deck is 3 memory. Even though this deck is memory efficient, you really don't want your opponent memory choking you. I wish I kept some stats when I played this deck, but I will say it is a lot harder to lose when you have Davis out because he lets you quickly tutor into your Imperialdramons. And of course, you know, on play, you could reveal the top 3 and then add a blue and a green Digimon. So he helps to unbreak your hand by searching out missing Digimon pieces. I did try him at 4, I didn't like it, it was way too cloggy. It is a 4 cost. You usually only need 1 to unbrick your hand. But if you see him in security, that's great because that's for free. But moving on, we are playing 2 copies of Flower Cannon. I love hitting my opponent's ultimates or megas with this, and then just beating over them with the Imperialdramons. Like I said, you know they'll have the extra DP from the inheritable effects from the other Digimon. And I love this art. In my opinion, this is the best art. And it is going down in price, guys, if you want to pick yours up. I believe these are about $24 right now. I own 3 copies, but I actually decided to take 1 copy out for 1 copy of Positron Laser. So I haven't played too many games with the Positron Laser in the deck yet, and it just hasn't come up since, you know, it's a one-of. But what I really liked when I was watching Dorkatron Prime's videos is that it's essentially a turn skip because your opponent can't attack. So if your opponent has a Ragna on board, if he has an Imperialdramon of his own, you could play this and then it'll prevent them from attacking for 1 whole turn. And then of course, if you have Imperialdramon or the blue Imperialdramon, any blue Digimon, you can return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to their hand. So that's really cool. And then of course, I am playing for my last card in the deck, 1 Hidden Potential Discovered. It's at 1 for a reason. Going from Dino Beamon or Argomon into Imperialdramon for free is just broken. Definitely do not sleep on this card just because it's at 1. It lets you do some crazy plays. I would not take it out. Obviously, you're playing green, so you have to play to green strengths. And the Hidden Potential Discovered and the Argomon just let you quickly get up into your megas. But that's it for the deck profile. Let me know in the comment section down below if you do own the Imperialdramon deck and you had the chance to play both the green or the blue. Which one do you like better? Which one is more fun to play in your opinion? But in my honest opinion, the green one is just super fun to play. And that's all I have for you guys today. Again, my name is Mr. J. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.